Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Best picture I took all weekend.
Decentralized.
Exactly right. 2014, I was on stage in Bermuda at a TED Talk. You guys see that TED Talk? Yeah! What did I say? I said the future's going to be decentralized. They're so decentralized, even when we wanted to have one convention, we had two.
Yeah!
Help ourselves. So I stand up and say, private citizen Charles, how about that? So there's a lot more to do, a lot more formalities and things that we have to address. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, the battle for the hearts and minds of the D-Reps has begun. The hard and heavy lifting of drafting is here, and now because zero compromise. The U.S. Constitution, even after their Constitutional Convention, was imperfect, and through the debate of the states, we have the Bill of Rights, which is why there are amendments to the Constitution. It's a living document. Things change, things grow. There's a lot to do over the next 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Whatever we have here is not perfect. That's okay. It's the best starting point we can ever hope for or dream for, and it's good enough to get the conversation where it needs to go. As I mentioned, we also have a budget process that's going to be tough, because that's the first time ever that Cardano starts paying people directly. Imagine that you can now work for Cardano. Not a foundation, not an input-output, not a Mergo, not some company. You put on your little employer thing, Cardano, and they say, where's that? Is that a town in Italy? You say, yeah, kind of, sort of. How about that? That's pretty special. So that's going to happen. It's going to happen so much that we're going to be too successful and too many people will want to work for Cardano. So we have to learn how to say no. Respectfully, it's going to have to come up. And these are tough decisions, and these are tough debates. It doesn't mean you care, don't care. It doesn't mean we're bad people. It doesn't mean you're bad people. It's just there are finite resources, and no matter how much we really, 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 really want to, we're going to have to make some hard choices. And that's okay, because those are the things that define you. Not too long ago, Apple was nearly bankrupt. When Steve Jobs took over in 1997, they only had 100 days of runway left. So Steve said, well, how long is it going to take to refresh our product line? He said, about 2 years. So how much money do I need? He said, you don't have it. He said, all right, I know a guy. So he called up Uncle Bill Gates. He said, Bill, it'd be a real shame if Apple went out of business because, well, you have 100% of the market. You know, the U.S. government kind of doesn't like that. Maybe you should invest in Apple. Bill's like, huh, yeah, that's a good point. Bill's like, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm going to have to make some compromise. He said, well, what do I have to do? And he said, well, first off, Internet Explorer has to be the default browser of the Macintosh. I said, oh. Okay, I guess we can do that. Went down the list, one thing after another. And eventually he said, you know what, I want to appear on stage behind you, giant banner, just kind of announce our partnership, humbling the great Steve Jobs. But he made that decision. He took the deal. And because of that investment, Apple thrived and survived. Now is one of the largest, most powerful companies in the world. That's the power of making cuts of humility and accepting that sometimes we have to have peace with people. Apple and Microsoft hated each other. You think our debates with Solana are bad or these things? Oh, no. We haven't had 20 years of patent litigation. We haven't had belief that they stole every part of our technology. It's back to 1984. This is what these guys were looking at in 97. Whatever grievances we have, whatever differences we have with the people in the ecosystem, reality is, they're closer to us than anyone else in the world. After all, they have wallets and public keys and consensus algorithms and all these things. That sounds pretty close to a cryptocurrency, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, what does that mean? Next year, we have to make peace with everyone, whether we like it or not, because that is what's going to make us great. And that is what's going to unite everybody. It's not just the flags, it's the logos. We've got to bring in the rest of the industry as we look to the future. So we have a budget, we have D-Reps to talk to, we have a constitution to ratify our change, and we got a lot of peacekeeping. So a lot of people ask, what's IO going to do? So I now have two hats. There's Charles, the old man who once did stuff for you, and I give you advice, but I can't tell you what to do. I can't say this is the roadmap anymore. I can just suggest things. Then there's Charles, the CEO of Input Output. And that is not a democracy. And as such, there are things I can do there for Cardano, for our community. A huge chunk of our focus
Is he putting in a proposal?
2025 is going to be products. We're going to build amazing things that launch next year. Midnight is coming. It's going to come to 135 million people, and for the first time for many of them, it's going to introduce those people to the Cardano ecosystem. Bitcoin DeFi is the big one, right here in Argentina. It's one of the best firms in the world to partner with, work with. It's called Fermi. They invented the technology to connect Bitcoin to the rest of the world. We met with them, had dinner with them, and said, you know what? Gotta get this done. So, I gave them a challenge. I said, there's a Bitcoin conference. Last time I went, they threw a toilet paper roll at me. Talk about making peace with people. May of 2025, Bitcoin 2025, 50,000+ people are going to be there. And I said, you know what, let's try to figure out how do we connect Cardano and Bitcoin, do an end-to-end trip and show Bitcoin DeFi working at that conference. It's going to be fun.
Whoa.
Bitcoin is the closest neighbor to us. All that we have came from that. That's where I started. And we're going to figure this out. Because there are hundreds of millions of them. You know what? They need this. They really do. Otherwise, it's BlackRock and Mike Saylor and Wall Street and these things, and we didn't sign up for that. Come on, did we?
Nope.
No.
We signed up to liberate people. We signed up to give people a voice. That's what we signed up for. So, as a private citizen, I can build that bridge. Because it's a permissionless system. How about that?
Yeah.
We're going to build it. We'll demo it. My engineers are already sweating. I can see this. No, right, you'll figure it out. Duncan's just like, I remember those days. But it's okay. We'll figure it out. You got Hydra. Hydra June was probably the greatest marketing play we've ever done as an ecosystem because it showed the promise of our technology and it showed extended UTXO, state channel isomorphism. It showed what you could do in the future with such a great technology. Now, there's a lot of missing pieces, as we have been reminded repeatedly, but worry not. There are so many amazing people that have come together to figure out how to get those pieces where they need to be. You have Midgard, you have Gummy Worm, ZK Full, and dozens of other really cool ideas. And by building those, we can take what we've shown Hydra could do and really make it what Hydra can do on mainland for everybody. And 2025 is going to be a very formative year in that story. And every year thereafter, the technology will continue to improve. And it doesn't require a single change to Cardano to accommodate. We have everything we need now. We just have to keep working along the boundaries, pushing forward. So that's going to be a big focus of our innovation division. We already have 3 projects planned, and that's just for quarter 1 and quarter 2. We're going to keep growing and scaling, a lot of innovation. Another thing that we need to coordinate with is with Intersect. And this start moving from Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of IO, to Charles, the Intersect member. But these workshops were amazing, and what I don't want to happen is they stop. They have to continue. They have to continue to get better, more inclusive, more effective. We have to learn more about how to do these, and there has to be more of them, and they have to be in more places than just these places. As inclusive as this is not the entire world. We only had a taste of it, the chef's menu of the world. We didn't get the world. We got to get the world. Got to bring everybody together. So we will continue these workshops, and we will continue them in different dimensions: product, marketing, branding, growth, innovation, budget, governance. The story never ends. The dialogue never ends. We have to keep going. We have the momentum. We have the people. Can you imagine how powerful this room would be if there were another 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, 5,000 people in it? Need a bigger boat. That's okay. That's what we need. That's where we need to go. Because by getting that done, we of the minds of all those people. As I mentioned, the moon landing, the ability to land on a different planet, a moon. It's pretty freaking crazy if you think about it. Pretty insane that they did it with like the power of a hand calculator. Talk about audacity and bravery. We'll do that. We're going to get all these things together. Work hard. So the workshops have to continue.
Let's do one now.
And we need to ratify another document, the Cardano Roadmap.
All right.
That means each and every one of you in the on-chain governance gets to play Charles Hoskinson now. And you get to find your favorite people, your favorite stories, your favorite pictures, and make them after things we want to build and do. Congratulations, it's pretty fun, pretty challenging too. First off, I'm really good pronounce Gilgan the first time. And actually, I feel bad about Gilgan, as wonderfully as he is, because he was the advisor to the group. If I could do it all over again, I'd call it Hopper after Adam Grace Hopper. She was the inventor of the discovery of the first computer.
Yep. Nah, I'm sticking to pellets.
Just a hell of a woman. She'd actually walk around with these little pipe cleaners and she'd say, this is a nanosecond. This is how far light goes in a nanosecond. So they asked her, why do you carry those? She said, well, because when admirals ask, why aren't things faster? I should say, there's a lot of these between here and the satellite. Give it to the Navy gal, look at that. But we got to get that done, and we got to organize all these things. And we have to inspire people to come up with new stories. So that's the closing thoughts about the path forward. My suggestion to you, as the community member, is that great things come as a result of good storytelling and inspiration. A lot of people in this group are pretty inspired. A lot of these people are here because you were inspired. So we have to give it back. We have to become good storytellers. We have to figure out how to communicate this without sounding like we're crazy people living in a library.
I got it, guys.
Honestly speaking, what would you do this weekend? I went down to Argentina to create a digital nation. It was cool. It was people from 50 countries. No, it's legit. You know, just let's get the street cred.
Sounds like a conversation with my wife.
Yeah, of course we're going to do that, but believe us, right? So how to make it news, we have to be very, very convincing. So each and every one of you has to become a great storyteller in your traditions, in your language, to the people you know and love, to the people that they know and love. And we have to carry the torch and the message. Because not too long ago, in the arc of history, groups of people started meeting in the late 18th century in the United States who were deeply frustrated about taxation without representation. And they started grumbling and saying things like, you know, I think we can go take on the greatest country in history with the largest navy that nobody really has ever beaten. We can take those guys. And they're like, but we're just like 6 dudes and a dog. Yeah!
Going to pick a fight?
Yeah. Take them a while to come over here behind the trees. Don't worry, it'll be a war of attrition. We'll get good at it. And you know what they did? Because they were good storytellers. All the founding fathers, they were phenomenal writers. They were phenomenal spokesmen. And they carried those torches of liberty. Believe me, they didn't always agree with each other. Oh my Lord, read about Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. I'm surprised they didn't kill each other. Probably tried. But you know what? They got it done. And they built something different and special and unique. And as imperfect as it is, it made me. And as imperfect as it is, it made so many great people throughout the years. And it gave a lot of people hope. And because I'm a student of history, I never lose the inspiration of that. And I remember that that torch of liberty doesn't belong to a single flag. It's an idea that the American people rediscovered and brought to the world again. And now, we've taken that, this ecosystem, that idea, and we're bringing it back to the world again, because it needs it. We need the hope. 21st century is going to be a very confusing time. By the year 2050, we'll have quantum computers and flying cars and AI girlfriends cheating on you.
Hell yeah!
Joker won't. You don't get an AI girl song.
in design organisms. At some point I'll have a woolly mammoth on my ranch. I'll have the first generation, so it'll be all kind of weird. You'll call us
Stuff and that's
not good for zoos, it'll give it to me. Creating the mammoth. We'll have these things. And I couldn't even begin to imagine how messed up the kids would be. You know, because my grandparents, when they looked at me, it was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And now I truly understand when I think to the future, when I look to the future. And we have to give them something in 2050. And I'd love for them to worry more about the trivial concerns of their local community than Maslow's hierarchy of needs about safety and food and security or totalitarian government. Part of my journeys took me to places that the Soviet Union touched. Many of you know these places too. They were tough times for a lot of people to live in a culture like that. And it wasn't a small group of people, it was a lot. And we don't want to go back to that. The reason that institution existed was because people were scared. They were angry. Problems had occurred. Philosophy took a hold and sent us adoptive. And we have to be careful because there are many philosophies floating around that have the same consequences, whether it be communism or something else. There are plenty of people running around saying we can no longer trust people with freedom of speech. We can no longer trust people with freedom of association. You don't deserve privacy. You don't deserve human rights. We'll decide how much and when. And that's so antithetical to everything that we are, because who among us is so great to deny everyone else what they should be guaranteed by birth? That's why we're here, because at the end of the day, this is not political, this is humanitarian. We don't have a lot of faith in the government institutions, given how fast technology is changing and the world works, that they're going to get it done right, and they're going to take care of it. As good as those flags are, they put us all down in some ways. We're here to remind them that they're here for the consent of the government, and they work for us, we don't work for them. And we're here to remind them that every human right has to be protected. What we have done here today is guarantee that for cryptocurrency. As we look to the future, it will extend itself beyond the digital world into the physical world, and it will guarantee it for every person and everything. That is the goal. Until we achieve this, we're not done. The work never ends. The trial never finished. That's what makes it so much fun. We have something to do when we wake up. So while one roadmap has come to an end, a new roadmap has begun. It has to be equally audacious to the 25-year-old person, 26 or 7, yeah, 27-year-old person in Osaka, Japan, some Japanese people. Hey, we're doing this crazy cryptocurrency, it's going to change the world. They looked at me and said, all right, well, let's do it. Only in Japan. It was pretty audacious. And now I stand before you with something equally audacious. We're going to take this where we're at, and we're going to make every country in the world run on it. We're going to take our freedom rights back. We're going to live in an amazing world because we still have problems. We still have monster beliefs like, but you know what? We're going to let you better world than the one that we carry. That's why the labor matters. So, I allow you, the person, to say this constitutional convention is adjourned. Congratulations.
I just witnessed potentially like actual history. I don't think it's set in for anything. Like if it were
Then when the photographer has completed the shots, your hosts will guide you outside row by row, and there'll be a special performance just outside and a drone photo on the steps of the
It's like a drone photo.
watching anywhere else in the world. Thank you very much for joining us from afar and being part of this historic celebration. Your participation, both here today but throughout, has been incredible and invaluable. We hope you've enjoyed being a part of this significant milestone here today. So in a moment we're going to be asking the delegates here in the room to leave first, so please remember to take all your things with you as you go. And then once the drone photo and performance are finished, you can proceed to the buses for transportation. But thank you everybody here in Buenos Aires, and thank you everybody in Nairobi for an incredible week. And to everybody wherever you are, thank you for being part of this remarkable day and this remarkable journey. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be with you. Thank you very much.
Ah, nice.
What? You minted me an NFT?
Yeah, minted 42
Nice. Oh, cool. They got it from the live stream. Oh, that's awesome.
picture.
Oh.
Hey!